Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you, this literally does not work. Let's get open this here. We find the first week of the off season out the books, and of course tonight we'll be at 9 o'clock Eastern talking about what else? The Dallas Cowboys and of course the AAF Football League. Something to kind of tide us over, something to keep your appetite kind of wet, for the regular season. The off season and teams are really made where to me is one. And the conversation has been Scott, this is a friendly channel here, and a lot of people are talking about what Scott should be paid and how the Cowboys shouldn't pay him more than about 15, 17 million. That's what he's worth in their minds. Of course, some people are looking at 25, 26, 27 million. Of course, we look at quarterback right now, we're looking at $33 million right now today as the highest paid ones. But here's the thing. It would be advantageous for the Dallas Cowboys to go ahead and hurry up and sign Dak Prescott before this fourth year. And I know you see, and I look at this and say $27, $28 million is reasonable. Today, here's what will happen. I'm going to use the Washington Redskins as an example. You don't want to use the Redskins as an example unless you show what you do with it. They had Kirk Cousins franchise tag him for $20 million. Had they set up and at that locked him into a long-term deal, they got a $1 million guarantee deal, year deal and so on. But instead of doing that, they franchised him then for another $25 million. In which case, him for 2 seasons and he walked. I'm not saying that Kirk Cousins was worth the deal. Look around the NFL. When you take the world right now, there's really about 15 guys that are really great quarterbacks in the whole world. And if you don't have a quarterback, you don't have Jack. Now, here's the thing that you got to understand. When we're looking at, Aaron Rodgers getting $33 million and Matty Ice getting $1 million and Jimmy Garoppolo getting $28 million and Kirk Cousins getting $28 million. That sounds like a lot. Guess what? So the next 2 years, those are like chump change. They're talking about Pat Mahomes in 2020 being a $200 million contract. $200 million contract. And of course, you've got Jared Goff, you've got Carson Wentz, and Russell Wilson. You think Russell Wilson taking 27? I can guarantee you Russell Wilson will go for about 32, 30. And then Carson Wentz is going to be going up there in the 30s as well. So if you decide to wait until after next year, the market is already going to be higher for one. And second thing you've got to also understand too, because I'm a numbers guy. Year 4 typically is the breakout year. Year 2, of course, is the slump year, the sophomore slump. The reason why they call it the sophomore slump, because most quarterbacks, after having a great rookie year, tend to come back down to earth. But when we start looking at the quarterbacks and things, like, for example, because here's the thing. When I give you guys something, I like to at least give you to back up data, okay? And I know a lot of people say, oh, you're just manipulating stats. No, I'm just trying to tell you what it is. But let's look at some quarterbacks' careers. Look at Aaron frickin' Rodgers, and I hate that guy. Now, mostly, he's not a great example because he really sat behind Brett Favre for the first 3 years. He didn't play that. But in that fourth year, 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, the breakout year, breaking into the lineup year for him at least. About him, with Brett Favre, his first year, he was in Atlanta and got 4 plays. But when you years in Green Bay, bam, year number 4, 4,413 yards, 8 TDs. The year before, 3,833, breakout year. Aikman, You go through 9 TDs, 11 TDs, 11 TDs, 23. His only season that he had TDs was year 4. 3,400 yards. Statistically, his best year of his career. Russell Wilson, who is, I think, a great barometer, and I'll go into this one another day. I like to compare Russell Wilson versus Dak Prescott. But if you actually look at the statistics of where Russell was after his first 3 seasons in Dak Prescott, Dak's got better numbers. But you see, again, power of 4, 33, 34, bam, 4 yards. 26 TDs was his best best year before having 34. Breakout year. Tony Romo. Now I know he sat on most of this time. Bam, his first year, 100, 42-11, 36 TDs. 4. And let's take Big Ben. Year 4. 17, 17, 18, 30. Who say you can't pay Dak Prescott, and I'm sorry if you couldn't see those numbers real good. I got to figure out how to change the coloring and all that, but take my word for it. But here's the thing, friend. If you say we need to prove it one more year with Dak, the market value is going to go up even more. It's going to cost you more. It's just the way it is. When Kirk Cousins is getting $28 million this year, 2 years from now, it's going to be a whole lot more than that. Second, if the statistics are normal and Dak Prescott having an Amari Cooper in the system the whole offseason, having changed things up with Kellen Moore as the offensive coordinator, so we're predictable. Dak Prescott's numbers are over 4,000 yards, having a winning record, and he does at least what he's doing now. It's going to cost you a hell of a lot more than it does right now. So Dallas Cowboys would be wise to get this contract done before Goff, Wentz, and Pat Mahomes, or else it's going to cost you a boatload. So I look forward to hearing your guys' comments on this, on why the Dallas Cowboys need to sooner than later. You may not like it. You may think that he's going to be overpaid, whatever, but it's the going rate for quarterbacks. And whether Dak's getting it, somebody will. Or they won't, and you just won't have a quarterback. I'll see you guys tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern.